Well, good morning, everybody. Um, Hi to everyone that might be here at this particular point. I'm going to go in and get my other screen up. So I do my normal. I don't know of any other way to actually do this apart from the way I do it now, which is go in once I'm live and click on live now on my page. And then I get myself up and going, and I can see apart from who's watching. Hi, Reptomaniac. And Rainy, hi, sweetie. I hope you're feeling a little bit better. Hi, Tony. Kelly, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Joe. Oh, lovely. Lovely to see you here. This is great. I love seeing all those no, I know all your names. Reptomaniac, September Girl 70. Hi, sweetie. What I'm going to do is I thought that I would wait, and I'm going to get Lily out. I'm not actually going to get. You're welcome, Kelly. I appreciate you being here, sweetie. It's lovely to see people I know, and I'm getting to know every one of you, which is it's YouTube for me, getting to know people. But I'm going to open the door. I don't think I'm going to have to convince Lily to come out. Thanks, Mama. I thought seeing you live might make me feel a bit better. Hope it does. Hi, Fuzz TV. Welcome. Munson Burner. Hi. Hi, Taylor. How you going? Yes, I'm going to open the door. Won't take much for Lily to come out. I don't think. Morning. It's morning. It is morning here. Of course, for a lot of you, it's a little bit later in the day. But for me, it's still relatively early. Check her out. Here she comes. 8. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to count. Isn't that terrible? Hi, CJ. Welcome, Molly Dolly. Welcome, darling. Okay, come on, Lil. You have to come all the way over here. All right, people would really like to see you today. Now you can come with Mum. All right. Oh, she's lovely and warm. The weather is just beautiful. There is no tail gripping from this girl, which I think I've mentioned before. Hi, Lil Megan. Welcome. Nice to see you. Still yesterday in the States. I know you. I was speaking to somebody last night who it was early hours in the morning, and their Sunday had only just started. I'm thinking, and mine's coming to a close. That's just not fair. I like Sundays because I can chill out a bit. Yeah, I thought I'm Lily. Tessa is digesting. Jack is lazy. He has been so lazy. I could have got Jack out, and he's, believe me, coming out today because I want him to come out. Put it that way. Jessie is in shed. Apani, you know, is just shed. Maya is in shed. Amaya is in shed. And hi, Fabio. Welcome. She is a beauty. My Lily is a beauty. I must admit, she's certainly my girl. Very much my girl. And I think we have this beautiful relationship, me and Lily. I mean, I have it with all of my snakes, but there's something about my Lily, and that's all I can say about Lily. She's just beautiful, aren't you? And she just shed about 5 days ago, I think. Yeah, Lily would give you a kiss. Absolutely. She has no problems in giving people kisses. Do you? Hey? I don't force much onto my snakes. There are times when we have to, and Rainy's going through that at the moment. She's got a sick little boy, and he needs injections. She's a little bit stressed, so everybody show her some love and tell her that we do this, and we have to do this because we love our snakes and we want them to get well. Oh, hi, Wagner. Welcome. It's so sad when you want snakes cuddles, but you only 2 snakes are both in shed. I know. And I remember when I had 3 snakes, Reptomaniac, and I used to think they would have full bellies, or they all synchronized and came into shed. And I would think, do you all in tune with each other? It's a bit like the females living with other females, and we tend to do that as well. I think it can be a bit the same with snakes. So really, I had a choice of getting Jack out, Apani, or Lily. And it was Lily, who, she's going to wrap a towel around my head, who was wanting out. Yeah, hi Herman, how you going? Lovely to see some new people here. 10 needles, Rainy, I know, Dale. I went through the same thing with Lacey. She had 8, but I couldn't do it. You're braver than me, sweetie. You see, you're stronger than what you think that you are. I let the vet do it, not because I couldn't do it. I didn't want to do it, I guess is the word. I guess if it came down, there was no choice, I would. I'm afraid I'd get bit. Everybody's afraid. And I guess that's a little bit about what my show's about today, is getting bit. Because with defensive snakes, the snakes is not bad either. With snakes, when they're defensive, the only thing that they can do to defend themselves, of course, is to bite us. It's not even the full bottle. So not sure if you'll need more after the 10 they gave me to use. You'll have to just wait and see how he goes. I got to give my baby blood python cuddles yesterday, and he went and hid in my sleeve. Oh yeah, they find a nice. Hi Barrow Woods, welcome. Oh, you know what would be cool? What, Fabio? What would be cool? Hi Peggy, how you going? Lovely to see you. If you've just come in, this is Lily. She is a jungle carpet python, but she also has coastal in her. So Lily is quite a big, what would be considered to be a jungle python, really. I did have that question asked, how big do they get? And, you know, they can go, you might think it's silly. No. Hi, Nintendo 2009. Welcome. I'm good. I'm really good, Barrow Boy. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Thanks, Peggy. You know, for me, Lily's just a pretty ordinary looking jungle. If you want to look at her as a jungle, she's nothing spectacular, but my goodness, she beats everything in personality and the snake that she actually is. I can't fault Lily. There's nothing to fault about her except for when she goes off lead. Okay, here it comes. I'm waiting, Fabio. I can only imagine what Fabio's going to come out with. Honestly, guys, get ready for it. Like, honestly, you never know what he's going to come out with. Good to hear, Barrow Boy Woods. BBW. I get GLTC. Gotta love carpet. GLCP. So I don't even know how to say it. But my name is Gay. If you want to call me Gay. Hi, Dragonfly Lady. Welcome. Not Jack today. Dragonfly Lady loves my Jack. Imagine Galaxy and a snake. Put those two together and a galaxy snake. Well, yeah, absolutely. Why not? Why not? I'm sure if you looked up in the sky, you'd probably see the shape of snakes everywhere up there. Yeah, Rainey did get to hold Lily. Now, you know, I've got to say, Lily's never been defensive at all. You know what I mean? A galaxy of snakes. Keep going. You explain it from your end about what it actually means to have a galaxy and a snake and put the two together. I'd like to hear your theory on it. You'll get Fabio's sense of humour and how he thinks if you keep reading his comments here. Hi Tosh, welcome. Nice to see you. You know, everybody was saying a lot of people who hadn't made their 4,000 hours and so forth had actually lost their what is that thing? Super chat. Which you know what? Hi Colleen, welcome. Thanks for popping in. Hi DIY Solar and Wind, welcome today. Yeah, but I was listening to some people say that they'd lost their super chat, and I'm thinking, well, I didn't make my 4,000 hours. I'm only a couple of hundred hours short of it, which is fine. I haven't lost my partner verification either, going by my thing, and I still have super chat. Maybe I've got lost in the system for a little while and they haven't got there yet, but I mean, don't get me wrong, if I'd lost it, I lost it. That's fine. I'm okay with that, and I'll get my time up and I'll get all that going again. That's not a problem for me, but a lot of people have been upset about it. So just thought I'd bring that up because I do have my super chat. Don't touch it. I'm just saying, I just noticed that it was actually still there. And I was talking to somebody last night who said hers was all gone. Do you change it to lifetime views? I've got a lot of lifetime views, Tosh. My hours are 3,730 hours up there. So I'm still shy about 270 of my hours. Of course, my subscribers are up to the nearly 1,300 now. So my subs are good, but my hours are still a little bit behind. But I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there, and I'm cool with getting there. And I'm trying, guys, if you've noticed, to put some more videos out, and they might be just little short ones here and there, but I'll try and keep at least 3 or 4 of them over the week, more detailed about my snakes and things that you might like or be interested in. I'll just show you Lily moving around over there. But I think they should refund the people who gave super chats to people who didn't get the super. I haven't got mine either. Hi, Irish Mama. Welcome. You will certainly get there, and you have mine. I know, Tosh. I know I do. And thank you to everybody, because I try so hard to keep up with everybody. And I know it gets highs because that's reps. How you doing? Lovely to see you. Welcome. Hi, Julie. What I end up doing is I'll take a day where I'll just go to somebody's and I'll go back to where I haven't seen, and I try and do a whole catch up on their videos. And I feel like a bit of a fool sometimes. I go, yeah, it's me again, and yeah, I'm up to this one, and I've got a couple more to go, and but I will always do that, just go back over. And it is hard when you've got thousands of subscribers to try and keep up, and you're going to jump in there with Lily, Ruby. I don't think she would appreciate it. But I've had a lot of people to try and sort of stay focused on this defensive behaviour, because I've had a lot of people talk to me about it lately and ask me a lot of questions. And I have done a video on it with Tessa, who was very defensive when I got her. And I'm also now dealing with Sia, as you all know, who is my new girl, who is, I wouldn't say defensive, but certainly defensive and nervous. Fear, I don't think it's hugely fear, but I do think it's nervousness of what is this? I don't know what this is. I've never lived like this. I've lived in a enclosure and nobody's bothered with me. They haven't bothered to get me out, spend time with me, talk to me, touch me. They just fed me. And that is about it. Not much else for this little girl. So I have to turn that all around for her and let her understand that we're not going to hurt them. Trust me when I say this. If you can't keep up with my bids, it's fine. Whichever. I know, Tosh, I know, but I really like to keep up, especially with those that support me. They're my priority list. I will go in and I will watch their videos. They take the time to stop and watch mine. They're on my list first and foremost. I have my list. Yep, these are the ones I go to before anybody else, and that's not because I'm playing favorites or this person is supporting me. Because I love everybody's videos and I want to support everybody, but you have to prioritize. And I think if you do that, that's the best way you can do it for everybody. You say, hey, thank you. You know, I appreciate your support. I'm here. Great video. You know, that's what it's all about. And don't forget to leave a message or a comment when you do watch somebody's video, because people don't know that you've been there. And even if it's a quick, hi, loved your video, people appreciate it, I think, as well. So defensive snakes, everybody thinks that it should just happen quickly. And hi, Tommy, welcome, darling. And it doesn't. For some snakes, it does not. And when I say quite quickly, you know, something after a month, 2 months, oh, my snake should be really good now. No, that isn't necessarily how it's going to be either. So I want you to be well aware that you cannot just think this is going to be a short time. It can take a long time. And if you think about it, if you get a snake, especially say for Sia, who has spent 3 years of her life with minimal human interaction in her life, and I mean minimal. I think she was taken out to have her enclosure cleaned and put in a tub. I don't do that with my snakes. I don't put them in a tub unless it's absolutely necessary. I will clean an enclosure with them hanging around my neck. Well, not around my neck, but around my shoulders. Or I'll let them go off up into the hangout spot. I'll let them sit on the jungle gym and watch me actually do that. And a lot of the time I'll, hi, this old stoner, you saw me hanging out while you mop and clean. Good idea. Thanks, this old stoner. Look, everybody, honestly, oh, fallen angel, thank you. Thank you very much. Go and have a look at everybody's channel. Take the time to pop in and just have a look and see what you think. If you think, yeah, hey, this looks good, you know what you need to do, don't you? Support them. I'm going to be moderating people and your, oh, thanks, Tommy. No worries, honey. I don't have the guts you do. I'm terrified of snakes, and I was just watching you with them. Is as close to having guts I get. That's a start, fallen angel. Do you know the amount of people that have said that to me from the start, that they're terrified of snakes? And I've had a lot tell me just through, and this is from my heart, like the most wonderful things to hear is when somebody says, you know, I really had a big fear. And even though I still am afraid, that gut-wrenching fear isn't there anymore. I still wouldn't touch it. I still wouldn't go near it. But I don't have that, you know, that panic, that anxiety about them. And that's what I want for people to see. They can be like this, depending on, if you get a carpet python, you don't get this. If you get a little, maybe a little spotted, you might get this. But if you get yourself a ball python, you're likely to get this. So that's a difference. It's definitely a process that takes time. Yep, you've been working with Aya. I never can say her name, for 4 months now, and with a long way to go. Patience pays, but it takes time. It does. You were chased and cornered with a snake by my aunt's neighbour when I was a kid. Since then, I've been afraid, and I don't blame you. That's all it takes, is one of those experiences. But I tell you, that snake would have been terrified of you, absolutely going, what's happening? What is this thing? That's all. And if you just backed away, that snake you would have watched just relax itself and then gone, in actual fact. So I'm not back on here, love. I'm either live streaming shortly or doing laundry. No worries, Tommy. You do what you need to do, hun. Up there. I used to be afraid of dogs for years after one knocked me down. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Jerry Lynn. But I have to stop by. No worries, honey. No worries. How's your washing machine going? War machine. Hi. How you going? Yes, so defensive snakes. Nobody likes a defensive snake. Nobody wants to get bitten, and that's their first line of defense, really, is after the run. And when I talk about the run, more often than not, when you open up the door, yeah, you just got to find the nice little dogs, like little puppies that have got those cute little faces, you know, that just want to be loved and lick you and cuddle you and stuff. The guy was poking it, and it was trying to strike at me because of him doing that. Well, that's why it was striking, and I guess we would too, if we were being poked with a stick. And that's what I kind of say to people. Leave them alone. You come up to one out in the wild, don't go over and start messing with it, thinking that it's going to be okay with that. I have come up against some in the wild, but I'm talking about pythons, and I can pretty much judge pretty quickly what they're like. And I found the bigger ones to be less defensive because they know they can take really good care of themselves, and don't really have a lot of fear. And I've very patiently watched them for a while, and then I've been able to pick them up, and there's been no defensive behavior whatsoever. And that's what I want you to do with your own little defensive snake, is understand that they're watching. They're watching your body language. They're watching what they can see from you as well. And if you show any signs of stress or fear, that's what you're going to give back to them, is a stress and a fear. And then you walk away. Walk away. Don't continue to try and go in there. Hi, Willow Sage. Welcome, honey. My experience being afraid is because of being taught to be afraid. And a lot of people, because where you live, they're occupied a lot of copperheads and rattlers. Yeah. And I think that there's a healthy level of being afraid. If everybody, I can't say to you, I don't have any fear of any snakes. Or I don't fear sticking my hand in there. Or if Tessa is sitting, for example, and she's in that S position looking at me, there's enough of me in here that still has that, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to stick my hand in there. I don't want to be bitten either. So you still got to have an element of not fear, but acknowledging that they are a little bit fearful. Don't go sticking your hand in there. That would be foolish of you to do that. And if you see a venomous snake, my goodness, I see people free handle them. Now that's, that terrifies. I would never free handle. Oh, fib. That's a fib. Because if I could free handle a cobra, I would. I definitely would if I had the opportunity to do that. But I wouldn't go out and try and do it myself. Not that we have them here to do it with, but I fear venomous snakes. I don't want to get bitten by them. I wouldn't approach them. I would be walking the other way. So, well, we had those here in Texas live, and you weren't even allowed out in the backyard. Yeah, you don't want to get bitten by them, especially as a little kid. I mean, that would be hard enough an adult system to combat the venom and the toxins and the all the different receptors that break down, and there's so many different things for a little one. Even here in Australia, if they were bitten by a redback spider, they would be very, very ill. For me, I'd just be sick for a couple of days and I'd be over it. So you love herping and relocating venomous snakes from homes. I use only a hook in my hands. Absolutely. If anybody, Gran Aiden, welcome. Thank you so much. Look, if you're well trained, you know what you're doing and you can read a snake, and I think there are people that can absolutely read a snake very well on the body language. And if you're comfortable, even if it is venomous, and you feel comfortable just using a hook, and I see a lot of people do that, but I've seen a lot of people, redneck, that don't even bother with the hook. And I just think, I don't know. And I do know that the price of your whatever it is over there, Vinny, is putting you in debt for the rest of your life. For some of them, I don't know. Do you keep some of those actually in your home? Should you be bitten, you've got them at the ready yourself. I know a lot of people do. Parents have to teach that around. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing with my grandchildren, to learn to respect these. I don't know whether it's respect. I just think it's about just accepting them to be like any other animal that deserves to be loved and well taken care of, and acknowledge that they exist and that they're not a nothing. And I think then you'll always have a wonderful snake in or python, as I'm saying these days, because mine I consider to be pythons, not just snakes. I follow someone who has a rattlesnake that he free handles. However, this snake has always been very calm and he's cautious with her at first. Look, I'm not saying that one shouldn't. I just think, like I've got to say, I guess I can predict the behavior of my snakes too. So I can't say what fools, but I hope they never get bitten either at all. I withdraw my statement. I really don't have the guts to do a lot of cobra, but I'll focus on just small baby snakes first. Yeah, that's where you start. Hi, Carolina. How you going? With any animal, and I try not to be afraid because they sense it. They do. They very much sense it. Some more than others, I think, though. Tune into that sort of thing, and I don't know, it's kind of a sixth sense I think snakes have about us as people, and they can tune into us way faster than I can tune into them actually. So I try to remain very calm around my snakes all the time, and that's not always applicable. I can get stressed just like everybody else. Hi, Uber Goober lady. Thank you. No worries, doll. I'm always late to yours, but my excuse is I'm not always up that early in the morning when yours starts. Julie's here. I normally don't use a hook, but there are times to use a hook. But you show fear in my rattle. But if you can calm them, yeah. And I guess it's a good thing about rattlesnakes, isn't it? Their rattler, they let you know when they're not feeling it and when they're feeling it. So, somebody made a comment about a rattle with its rattler and the purpose of it. And I kind of looked at them and went, you are kidding me. I said, they've got that because the last thing they want to do is hurt you. So what they do is they rattle that. In other words, it's saying, I don't want to hurt you. Can you hear me? I'm here. I'm over here. Don't come here. Just leave me be. And they kind of went, oh, I never thought about it like that. And I said, and they don't rattle because they're angry, or just because they're angry. They use it to communicate in many ways. Fallen Lou in to show my love. No worries, Dragonfly. Doing good in yourself. Hi, Metal Hammer Jimmy. Hi, Michael. You have a red tail. I always respect my snakes and I never rough handle her. Well, I don't know if I rough handle. I think I kind of move Lily around a lot, but I don't rough handle her. She's just so used to me going, look, please go over there, hun, and she hangs over there, and then, but I'm not rough with her. I don't throw her around. If there's one snake that I can be pretty easygoing with, it's actually my Lily. I don't. I'm surprised she went back and didn't go on up there. Most unusual for Lily to not head for the hangout spots. But defensive snakes, what I'm doing with Sia, and it's not because necessarily she's being defensive, is I spend a lot of time sitting at her enclosure door and talking to her and letting her know it's me. And she's at the point now she comes out. She used to hide away in that hide, and she wouldn't poke her head out at all. Now she comes out and she sits there, and I've put a log pretty close to her entrance. She just comes out, she sits her head on that log, and she sits there looking at me while I chat away. And I say to people, if every time you go to that and the only time you go to their enclosure is to pull them out, then they're not going to like it. If you go there and show them that it's not every time I come here, sweetie, I'm going to pull you out of here, then they never know when that's going to actually happen and not think that's an automatic. I will also put my hand in there and just sit it next to her. I don't move my hand, I just sit it there. She's the one who comes over to my hand, tastes it. She sometimes will rest her head on it, or she'll move back to her log and keep looking at me. That's the start. That's the start of the process, and keep doing it. I want to make a video with my baby blood python to show people. Yeah, look, so many people say they're so not the most nicest of snakes, but they are. They absolutely are. And there are plenty of videos there about blood pythons that prove that too, that they're not all the same. And none of mine are the same either. They've all taken different ways. There's no set way, and that's what I want to try and tell people of developing that bond and that trust with your snake, because each snake is different. And you really need to focus on them and understand them as individuals rather than as a whole. And I think that's where people will look at me and say, how did you get, say, Tessa to settle down so quickly? What worked for me doesn't always work for somebody else. So I got a ball python. She had her 3 years in November, and she's fine like a kitten and loves attention. And mine do too, Redneck. Absolutely love my attention. And Lily, would you believe, before I opened up the door, like, her enclosure is a mess. Her substrates everywhere. She's piled it up over here because she was getting annoyed. Now I think she's like, you're on camera and you're going to hold me there and you're not going to let me go very far, so I'll go back home, which is what she's done. And Lily gets sulky. And if people say snakes don't sulk and get upset, in that way they do. And Lily is the epitome of a sulker as a snake. I tell you, she drives me crazy. He's so curious and sweet and melts my heart to see him wandering around because he's so adorable. I sit and watch my snakes for hours, Reptomaniac, and I don't get very much, if anything, else done. So I'm guilty of probably spending too much time with my snakes on a daily basis, but hey, they're my family. My cat, at least she comes out and she curls up here. My dogs aren't here in this room, but they'll be in the other lounge snoozing. It's an all-day affair here with one or more of the snakes, actually. And as I said, a lot are in shed. And Tessa just ate last night, and Sia ate last night. So I was going to have Sia out so you could see her live, and I will. Unfortunately, right now she's on a Sunday night routine of eating. We'll see how that goes. Once I build her up to a bit bigger feeder, I might be able to spread her out for to a 10-day routine at some stage, but I really want to get her some weight on. And I think once she does, and she starts to know she's getting good feed and that she's not feeling hungry, which is how I think she was kept, she's going to settle down herself in her behaviour. She's still very, I opened that door, and this is what I mean, her door was open to be fed. So currently she also thinks that that door's open, so I must get fed, because there was nothing in the middle of being fed, digesting and coming out and having out time and getting to know people. She was fed, left, door open, fed, and then left for another week. Or I think she was actually fed every few days on a weaner. And so being fed twice a week, but with the little small weaners. And I've actually upped it to a large weaner and a small weaner every 7 days. And I would rather do that, because as much as I understand your little babies, you would do that every 5 days at least, give them a feed. For me, I like them to have time to digest and time to exercise. If you're feeding every few days, they're digesting, eating, digesting, eating, digesting. There's not much else that they're doing for themselves, and I don't like that. I'm lucky because Monty only reacts with hunger when I have the rat there for him. Yeah, and I tell you what, a lot of my snakes know when I've got a rat and I'm coming to, and especially Jessie. Oh my goodness, he is one hungry snake, and I don't know about everybody else, but how do you find your snakes in the summer? Are they wanting to eat a lot more? I know it's natural for them to, but I find some of mine are so hungry at this. Others aren't, but my carpet pythons are. Hi, Boxing Bow. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Boxing Bow's done a few lives lately, and they've been great. I've been there tuning in. Loved the question tags. They were really good, actually. Jay, I really enjoyed that. So defensive snakes, we've all got to deal with them at some stage, and you can be very fortunate and get a baby, and you bring them home, and nothing wrong. They're as sweet as. From the day you bring them home, get them out, nothing. Perfect. You know, a lot of those, lots of those. So if you're afraid of being bitten, and you're thinking about getting one, there's always ones that aren't born biting anybody. There's others, and you'll find in amongst the litter, I call them a litter, of there's some hatchlings that are a bit more defensive than others, but if you don't want to deal with any of that, there's the ones in there that are just chilled, just laid back and cruisy, and couldn't be bothered biting you. In actual fact, they're more receptive and open to wanting to be with you from that moment, and take the opportunity to allow that to happen. They'll love you for it, actually. Hi, Unbox Warehouse. Welcome today. Thank you for dropping in. So, you know, and a lot of people use things in between them and their snake if they feel they're going to be bitten, like the lid of something, or, you know, I see people use some paper towel there, or whatever, and yeah, it will definitely save you getting bitten as well. I don't think there's any harm in doing that at all if that's what you choose to do. I don't choose to do it at all. Used to have an egg-eating snakes, and those actually don't have teeth and eat eggs. So if you don't want a rodent-eating snake, they're really cool. Wow. I will, Jay, you too. Your info's great. I learn so much, and if you blood pythons, reptomaniac, go and talk to Boxing Bow about blood pythons. He's got, I don't know how many he's got, but I know he does and loves them too, and agrees with you that they are really, really beautiful snakes, and they're not in any way defensive, bitey snakes at all. So now that you've got Brianna, my coastal, eating quail, she absolutely loves the food, and it is summer and hot weather, of course. Yeah. The best part I think about carpet pythons is that they will eat quails, chicks. They like a little bit of variety, and I say if you can offer them that, by all means. Oh, you have two blood pythons. Yeah, they're super sweet. And you had one of them with you on camera the other day as well. So yeah, he's very keen on the blood. So if you want to go and have a look at his channel, Reptomaniac, I don't know if you already do, but you'll see them there as well. Your son raises mice to feed his snakes. Yeah, lots of people actually do that. Oh, hi, Hazel. Welcome, honey. How you going? You sneaky. And I'm saying that. Hazel was on live last night and was being very sneaky because her husband went, don't you go on live, blah, blah, blah. You know, here's Hazel running around hiding and being very quiet. So Abby was near us. So that was wasn't funny, but it was funny. And anyway, not to worry. Yeah, it was funny, and I was having a bit of a giggle, and I was thinking, you sneaky. But I hear you, girl, and I heard what you were saying, and I was actually just saying Hazel, because it was actually Hazel that was asking whether she still had Super Chat available, because she also doesn't. I don't have it either, hun. I don't have the 4,000 hours of watch time up for myself, darling. Oh, hi, AKA. Welcome. Um, and she asked whether her Super Chat was still there, and I watched the actual replay because I sometimes can't be on at the time that Hazel is live, and I didn't know whether she had it or not, and she didn't. But Hazel, you'll get it, darling. You'll get there. Don't you worry. You have a lot of supporters that will support you to get there. I don't doubt that for 1 second. And I don't have my 4,000 hours. I don't know why, but I still do have a Super Chat on here. I expected mine to be locked down, but I'm still partner verified as well. That hasn't been shut off, but I can't monetize any of my videos at all. That has been completely disabled. So, so I have lost the monetization availability of all my videos, but I still have Super Chat and I'm still partner verified. And I think that's because I came into this in 2016 when I started doing my videos. So it may be a bit different. Oh, hi. Hi, Azzy. Are you home, Dal, or are you still in Belgium at the moment? Azzy had to go to Belgium. She's had to leave her beautiful squeezy home, and she's been babysat by a wonderful friend of hers. So she'll be missing Squeezy big time, I think, if she's not home or be hanging to get home at this particular stage. So, you know, I didn't really, and I never really get to go into great detail about your defensive snakes, but it does keep getting brought up to me regularly in comments. Oh, Bulgaria. Why do I say Belgium? I do not know. Oh, you go. Oh, you're leaving in 3 hours. Cool. You'll be excited to get home. That's all I can say and see you, girl. I know I would be, especially this Lily, who I would stress about the whole time I'm gone. But yeah, I never really can stick to subject because I love to see what you're chatting about and what you've got to say and what's going on for all of you. I just want you to know, just hang in there with them. Be patient and take your time. And if you have to use a hook to let your snake climb onto to come out to you, or a branch or a stick or anything, let them do it that way. Put the branch in there with them. Let them climb onto that before you actually pick them up and bring them out. And then some, I think you miss the moment. So many people say they run, and they do. A lot of the time they will head off in an opposite direction to avoid you getting them out. It's in that moment, the moment that they've turned to go, when they realize you're not going anywhere, that's when you go in and pick them up. Don't wait for them to run, get into a corner scenario, and then they've got nowhere to go but to turn around and confront you head on, because then that's when you get bitten. More often than not. Now, my seer has got to the point where she doesn't run anymore. She used to. Now, she isn't being overly defensive towards me. Hi, Dee Dee. Oh, you're at the restaurant. Hope you're enjoying whatever you're eating, Hazel. But what are you eating, Hazel? Yeah. But she doesn't run from me anymore. but she's not there. Yes, she does hiss. She absolutely hisses, but she's not in that position of strike. She doesn't give me any signal that she's going to lash out at me now. So she's sitting there, and every time I speak to her, she goes silent. When I stop talking, she hisses at me. And then I chat to her again. Hi, Walker. No worries. Don't worry about it. Aren't we all? Oh, you got flooding. Dealing with the flooding here in southern Illinois. A lot to do. You would have. Absolutely. Oh, that's a good name. I got bearded horny dragon. Oh, he's a bearded horny dragon. Okay. Hi, What the Paranormal. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for popping in. I'm kind of getting to that winding down stage today, but you know, I don't want you to give up on any defensive snake. If it takes you 6 months, if it takes you a year, you know what? He will eventually give it up. I'm telling you, eventually they'll give it up and realize nothing I do. Hi, Simple Joys. G'day, g'day to you. Yep, everybody, please go and have a look at everybody's channel. You won't be disappointed at all. Great people, great videos, great content. Go check them out. Let them know that you were there. Leave a comment. They'll get back to you. They'll support your channel. Absolutely will support you back. That's what I mean. Don't give up on people. Don't ever give up on people. If you've subscribed to them, go in and let them know that you're there. If you haven't seen them even, go in and just let them know you're there. Hi, how you going? G'day. Go to their live chat. Say g'day. That's all it takes. And it only takes 5 minutes of your time to go into a live chat and say g'day. And you get to know people, and you get to, I know everybody here. I'm slowly making my way to you on Hazel Streams. No, went into a snake place this weekend to work on my feet. Cool. That's great. That's really good. I feel you on the flooding in North. Oh, really? You've got it too going on, Jay. Patience and persistence is the key. You know what? That's exactly right. That is what it is. And your snake knows you've been patient and you've been persistent. And that, for me, once they realize how much fun you are, like you are, then they want to be with you. Snakes are communal. They are social animals. Much to everybody's probably thinking, no, they're not. They're not social animals. They are. They're totally. I have a mean aggressive with Eisen, and I have to do every time. I don't give up on him. That's right, Hazel. Oh, you got a new video that should be up on YouTube in a few hours. Had a visitor. Okay, I will look for that, Taylor. That's right, Hazel. Don't give up. I meant you have a mean blood python. See, Hazel's got a blood that she is having some problems with, and we've had boxing boas here. They're sweet as Hazel. They really are, and you just keep I know. I don't give up on him, even though he bites me every time. You know, Hazel, how you doing, her? Think of another way. That's if that's what's happening, find another way to approach him and get him out and handle him. That's what you need to do. If you need to distract him by having a hook in your hand and moving his little head, and gently, sweetie, not rough, nothing, you don't need to be rough, but just moving his little head in the opposite direction while you get up underneath him then you can just drop the hook and then you can hold him. And that habitualness of going in and me biting you all the time will stop. And then you just won't need the hook, because he'll automatically think that's what happens. His head, but then he starts to connect the dots. You've got him out. Nothing's happened. He didn't get hurt. Nothing happened to him. He's all cool. And I just learn it. It's just like, I can't put it down to potty training a dog or whatever to go to the door and go outside to go to the toilet. But it's kind of the same. It's the routine and the consistency of how you actually do things with them. They appreciate it. We do as humans. We have a clock. You know, well, I hate clocks. I don't know if anybody else hates looking at the clock, but I have to. Otherwise, I'd be late for everything in my life. But we've got to have some element of routine in our life, and snakes are the same. I'm a shocker for routine. You know, I can feed my snakes in the morning, or I'll feed them at night, or I'll feed them in the middle of the day, and that's their routine. They know that's me. So the guy went from being nervous and around snakes to wanting one. Do you know, I've had people doing this here, and my gosh, is that worth it? Doing my videos and hearing from people, I went actually not just getting a snake, but the amount of people that have gone and actually got a carpet python. Never thought about having one before in their life. Thought, no, I don't want a carpet python. And now looking for them and saying, I want a carpet python. And I've just had a young, well, not young, Ellery has just gone and got herself a children's python, which is an Australian snake. And she's just fallen madly in love with her. Little tiny thing she is, which she's only a couple of months old, so they're really little as well. Never give up. No, Jay, we just don't. The cutest little fella at the moment, a baby bearded dragon, one of the cutest critters there is. I would love one. Simple Joys, Grant. I would love one. And for me, it would be hard to make him go in his enclosure, because he would have free run here. And I've got snakes. So, but it doesn't mean I've dismissed it completely, because I might end up with one. Believe me. Hi, J. Curl Viva. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Joseph Lizano. So are your snakes not poison? Okay, what, the paranormal? No. None of my snakes are. But just so you're aware that snakes are not actually poisonous. Snakes are venomous. So snakes, it penetrates and goes in to your bloodstream. It's different delivery and so forth. So there's a bit of difference between poison to venom. But no, I haven't actually got one. But I do have a guy locally that does pick up venomous snakes in the area, and I get a few here, but I'm not overly worried about them. They're up in the bamboo and they mind their own business, and I don't know what they are, but they're okay. If they ever came sort of too far close to the home with my animals, they would be gone. I find a lot of shed skins up there, but I can't tell honestly, sometimes I know some are pythons, but sometimes hard to tell what they are by their skins, but definitely some big coastals. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they're not in my roof of my house either, and that doesn't bother me. Keep any mice and rats away. It doesn't matter how you approach him, he'll never stop biting. He's very fast, and he's such a different snake with a picky personality that he don't even want to eat for me. You've had to assist feed him. How old is he now, Hazel, though? Today. I have one now, Lizzie. She's sleeping. Oh, she's in season. Okay, venomous. Yep, that's right. Simple Joys. Beauties are awesome. Yep. And Dee Dee has a iguana. I think just an iguana. Not sure if he's still here. That is queen of his bedroom with the dogs. I tell you. Hi, Mr. Kaplan. Welcome. How far have you gotten in Colossus? I know you played COD the other night, and I don't know if you've got back into the Colossus yet, because I want to see if you're going to keep going with that one. Poison is ingested, yes. Venom is, yeah, penetrated, injected into the skin. You love your beardy. I know you do. Absolutely. I think he loves you too. There's a water dragon. Yeah, and I think he also has an iguana. I don't know if she's what sort of iguana she is. I'm learning what to learn all I can, so I get a lot of places there, mate. Only familiar with the rattlesnakes. I think everybody knows about the rattlesnakes in life, don't we? They get a rough end of the stick as well, and are perceived as these nasty, bitey things. Well, I guess they will bite, but they're not out to bite anybody. Only those that mess with them, I guess. Yeah, you do, Mr. Kaplan. You have a beardy. Oh, okay, Dee Dee. You've got an iguana. What sort is she? I know she's the boss of the bedroom, but what sort of iguana is she, Dee Dee? Yeah, we don't have chameleons here I would like a lot of things that we don't have here, Mr. Kaplan, and I think it's so unfair that everywhere else can have all of our species and blue tongues and all sorts, but we can't have theirs. We used to, and maybe one day, who knows how it will go, but we're not even exporting any of ours. So literally what they've got over there in the States, the UK, etc., is what's there, and they can't get any others over there at all. Oh, my female iguana did this one. She was I wish I hadn't said anything. Dee Dee, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. I know she was your best friend. Honestly, that's terrible. I'm so sorry, Dee Dee. You've got a male too, don't you? But I know that she was so personality plus girl for you. I'm sorry, Dee Dee. I know what that feels like. That's hard to take, I tell you. Hard to take. And I know for a lot of people you think, it's a snake, it's a lizard. Cold-blooded creatures that they are. Oh, no. They're not cold in heart. And they've got the most beautiful heart, actually. Yeah, I know your male's not like what your female is, and that's hard though, isn't it? See, that's the thing. Reptiles, you never know. They hide everything from you, really, until it gets to a point that it's too late to do anything anyway. they hide everything. So that's why I'll keep on stressing it's so important to know your snake and the snake's behavior so that you can detect changes. And even then, sometimes the slightest little change is when something is really, really to the extreme that there's no going back from it. That's the shame. They're vulnerable, you know, just so you are aware of what I mean. They're so vulnerable out in the wild that they've got to hide all this behavior, that they're sick because they become prey. I'm going to see if Lily will. You're going to come on out? You want to come on out again and say goodbye to everybody? Mum? Ah! Oh my goodness. You big dude. You big girl. Give us your tail. Righto. Here she is. She can say goodbye. She can be polite and say goodbye to everybody today, at least. What do you think, Lily? Hey? You know, I lost Lacey and I lost Layla. And it hurt. It really hurt. But I tell you, to be honest, if I lost Lily, bye Hazel. Thanks for being here. She ate her veggies, had her powder, ate it great. You never understood it. No. You just wouldn't. It leaves us wondering. You know, with Lacey, I could visibly see something was wrong and she had cancer. Okay, I understand it. Layla, I understood because she wouldn't eat. You know, she was going to die if she didn't eat. You can't keep force feeding a snake. They will die. Eventually they will die from force feeding them. It doesn't work. But if I were to lose Lily, I don't know. Just wouldn't be the same. I love them all, but with Lily missing, that's a big miss for me. She spends a lot of her day and a lot of her time with me. We do lots of things together, from the dishes to the washing to the vacuuming to the making my bed to sitting on the loo, having a shower, going to the letterbox. The only thing I can't do with Lily is drive the car, because I'd have an accident, because she'd want to help me drive the car by grabbing hold of the steering wheel. Otherwise, I'd have her out when I go in the car as well. As you can see, she's just hanging there. How long do they normally live for? Are you talking to Dee Dee? I know Jay, I'm sure, has lost snakes. I know he has lost one as well. Jay's got a lot of snakes. And I tell you what, people, when you own snakes and you own a few, and I do consider what I have as still a few, you're going to come up against losing some, no matter how well you take care of them. Even if everything is perfect for them, it happens. It just happens. And I really don't. The worst thing is, if it's blatant and it's blatant that snake hasn't been looked after, then fair enough. But when you know that you have taken such good care of them and they've been well cared for and something happens, it leaves you devastated, because what happened? And a lot of time we never find out. Medically, they've got a long way to go. They're getting better and getting better, but your snakes, pythons in general, 20, 30 years, 20 to 30 years, I can have my pythons with me. So that's going to make me, Jack being the eldest here at almost 8, I think Jack is. Add 22 years onto me, makes me 80. I think I'll still be around when they're that old. So we're growing old together, me and my snakes actually. Of course, some won't live that long either. But I tell you what, you take good care of them, give them good food, good care, they'll live a long life like any animal. The more you care for them and the more that you put in with them and keep them well, they'll live a long life. Absolutely. So that's what I mean. You get a snake, you got them for a long time. Absolutely got them for a long time. Unless, of course, you know, so many people get them and get sick of them after a while. And but it happens. Can't do anything about it. We've got a lot sitting at the RSPCA regularly, and unfortunately, as much as I'd love to take most of them, I can't. I don't have the time nor the space. We lost Lola at 6 and Fred is now nearly 11. Wow. Wow, 11 years old. That's good going, actually, for a beardie. You've got dwarf beardies, don't you, Mr. Kaplan? Hi, Rebecca. How you going? Yeah. So don't give up on those defensive snakes because you get a Lily. Honestly, you get a Jack, Mr. Cruisy Dude. Tess is still a bit iffy. Depends on her mood on the day. Party's cute as a button. Jesse's just a funny dude. You know, he's still clingy and takes a while to relax. And Maya's cute, easy breezy. Maya's cute, easy breezy. And I'm still working with Sia. So every day there's something. And as I said, I think 5 of them are in shed. 4 are in shed. 2 have full bellies. And Lily, well, she'll be out later. Jesse's adorable. Yeah, he is. He's a funny dude. He's a really funny snake. And Sia's a little bit like him as well. Panics very, very easily. If it is almost like that sensation. I think they feel that we're going to drop them, and yet I never have. But it's like, oh gosh, and wraps really tight and clings. So, yep, bye, Metal Hammer Jimmy. Oh, you think I pronounce these words better, wouldn't you? But guys, I am going to say goodbye to you now. Like I said, I tried to stay on subject. I like everybody having a chat there, everybody getting to know each other, knowing what we've going to buy a golden tegu, supposed to have it this way. Cool, DD. I'm glad. I'll look forward to seeing some videos of your tegu. They're lovely too. They are lovely. They make great pets. You're in for a bit of work, but they make great pets. How can I send you a photo? Are you on Twitter? Yes. I am. I have to think of my Twitter name. What I'll do is I'll go to one of your videos and I'll put my Twitter in there for you. I can never think of my. I'm on Instagram. Twitter is probably my least used form of. Like I do share on there my videos, but I'm really quite terrible. But I think I can probably get on here and actually tell you what my name is here. Isn't that terrible? Okay, it's Gay, as in GAYE / Gabby, GABBY. And yeah, you can definitely send me some pictures. That would be great. And then I can follow you. Like I said, I'm not, I have all these big plans. I'll post to Twitter. I'll post to Instagram. I've got my Carpet Pythons page on Facebook and do videos and do live streams and 4 cats and 2 dogs and 8 snakes and children and grandchildren and family and daughters and that's it. Mr. Kaplan. So, Hive Weaves came in. Thank you for popping in. As I said, I'm going to head out. I think I've been on here a while. Don't know. I've got no idea. Looking. Okay. About 15 minutes over the hour. I really don't like to keep everybody on here for too long because we live really, really busy days. Lives, days. I just day at a time and get through that day and move on to the next day. So, got you. Yep, I can follow you back for sure. Not a problem. That'll be good. You all have a great day. Be patient if you've got snakes. They're a little bit defensive. And if you're not watching this live stream, patience. Total patience. Be sweet. Sweet. Talk sweetly. Put your hand in. Let them know that you're not going to touch them. You just want to be their friend. Move their water bowl around. So I'm just going to put your water bowl over here, okay? Next day, go in. Say, no, I don't like where that water bowl is. I'll actually put it back over there for you. I do all these crazy things all the time with my snakes, and I think they think, what is she up to now? And it's funny. I laugh at them more than I do anything else some days. I just giggle, especially Jack. I go in there and he's starting to give me a hiss lately. Yeah, well, he don't get away with that, but they all try it. Bye, Boxing Boa. Jay, just in time prepping. Are you feeling better? I've got to ask Will if he's feeling better. I know he was not well, and Will would normally do a live stream last night, but he was not well enough. So I hope that he's feeling a little bit better today. Bye, Rebecca. Thanks for coming, sweetie. It's been lovely seeing everybody here today. It really has. I'm glad you did too, Simple Joys. It's fabulous to see you, and we're going to get together and we're going to organise some time together so that you can get to meet my snakes, like my snakes that you can handle and they'll be fine with you. Not really. Okay, well, you keep resting and take it easy. Bye, Reptomaniac. Jay. I know, Joe, Florida Diver. I wish I could stay a little bit more on track, but oh well. Isn't that what live stream's about? Just go with the flow. That's what I think it is. So guys, take care of yourselves, your snakes, if you've got them. If not, I'm sure you've got something in your life that you need to take care of. I love you all, and I'll see you here, same time, same place. Ciao.